escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Wednesday, June 25th. We're getting ready for our Sports Betting Wednesday, but we've got some other things on tap here today, including day one of the NBA draft tonight, first round here. Hey, we just finished basketball. Let's not waste any time. Let's get ready for next season and draft those picks. We saw that big trade go down yesterday too between the first three teams in the alphabet, or at least the NBA alphabet, with the pre-draft deal, the three-way trade with the Hawks, the Nets, and Boston. Oh, it was a blockbuster. We got KP heading to the Hawks, a number 2 pick as well. The Nets get Terrence Mann, and a number 1 pick, and Boston gets George Niang, and a number 2 pick as we get ready for the draft tonight. And some Major League Baseball and some WNBA as well. There's tennis action underway, and tonight we'll also have a little bit of soccer as well. Major League Soccer, big time action tonight in MLS on a full card. So thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. We'll talk about a little bit about the draft tonight here in just a moment. Let's say hello to some folks and see what's going on here for our card tonight. Want to say hello to Nuke Worker. He's a Dickie Lovelady fan, joining the likes of Dick Fitz there. And who else did we have? Bobby Mack here. Good morning. Andrew K. He's here as well. We get ready for our day. Flea Mathis, hello. Nick Handy as well. And Justin is here. Hey everyone, subscribe to this video, like this channel, Sports Money here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. We'll have a little bit of additional coverage here tonight with our shows coming out, First Strike, and hopefully the golf as well. And I'll be on tonight as well over on the Nuke the House channel, so please join me over there for our baseball coverage. And we'll be talking draft tonight with Holden Kushner over at Nuke the House. And I'll have some prop betting going on. And we'll watch baseball for a couple of hours there with Holden Kushner. And as well, hopefully you were able to catch us last night here on the Sports Money Network in conjunction with Sharpie's Picks, the Odds Bunch. We had our companion coverage of Major League Baseball, and what a night it was in the major leagues last night. Speaking of the major leagues, we do have a little bit of steam coming through right now. Let's just pass it along, then we'll get to some of the action from last night. Just moments ago, we did have some WNBA steam that came in on the game between Connecticut and Las Vegas. Did see a move here to the over to 160.5 or so with Connecticut and Las Vegas tonight. But just moments ago, Toronto and Cleveland in Major League Baseball. A little bit of steam to the under with Scherzer and Gavin Williams. Steam to the under there. It was 8.5 juice to the under, but we may be seeing it go to 8 over here right now in that one with Toronto and Cleveland, 8 over 15. It looks like pretty much everywhere. Some steam came in there just moments ago. Didn't move too much, but definitely seeing some 8s there. All right, let's see what happened here. Well, let's first talk about the NBA draft tonight after talking about that trade. And the NBA draft will be tonight here at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. It's not a secret that Cooper Flagg, one of the best prospects to come out of college basketball in many moons, will go number 1 to the Dallas Mavericks. Dylan Harper likely to go number 2, the star out of Rutgers. Then you'll have players like VJ Edgecombe of Baylor, Con Kneppel of Duke could go to Charlotte. Sixers go 3rd, by the way. They could get Edgecombe. These are the one, if you go by the odds, right? This is what I'm saying here by the odds where the players might end up going. Utah could get Trey Johnson, the guard out of Texas. Washington and Ace Bailey there, the other Rutgers player expected to go in the first round. And then from there, who knows, but you do have Kenan Mauck of Duke, the big center, could go to New Orleans. Jeremiah Fears could go to the Nets. Carter Bryant, the guard out of Arizona, could go to Toronto, and German center Noah Asenge could go to the Suns. But those are some of the players that could go tonight in the NBA draft, and that will conclude tonight, the first round anyway, and then the second round the following night. There was another trade late last night. We saw the Wizards get CJ McCollum and Kelly Olynyk for a number 2 pick. The Pelicans get Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and they switched that number 1 pick as well. All right, let's get along here. That's about it. I mean, you could say what you want about the draft. There is some betting on the draft. Sometimes you have to have the betting concluded here by early on at some books. There's some will wait a little bit longer if you're betting the NBA draft. You can also kind of bet it on some of those other prediction apps there a little bit.
Steam play.
A little bit more steam real quick here, Major League Baseball, and then we're going to review the action. But more steam coming in right now. Texas and Baltimore, steam to the under with Jake DeGrom and Young for Baltimore. Steam to the under here. It was as high as 9, but we're going all the way down here to 8 over. No, let's see. 8.5 over here, it looks like. The 9 is getting steamed pretty heavy to the under here right now with Texas and Baltimore. All right, let's look at some of the action from last night in the major leagues, and then we'll say hello here real quick to some more folks. Terrell, and he's coming in. He's ready for more trades here. And you know what? There may be more trades tonight, right? I don't know if we're necessarily done. Truth Teller, hello. Thank you for stopping by the show last night. Great to have you. Andrew K says he's got a sleeper there. Textiles, hello. And Justin talking about the deal from there last night. Terrell says, hey, look at Brooklyn. They've got these picks here tonight. And you look at teams that might need some help, right? The Brooklyn Nets, and they're, I'm a fan of the Nets owner, tell you that. But they've got their draft day deals in there, right? The Nets go number 8 overall, and then they've got also the number 19 pick, and then the number 22 pick the number 26 pick and the number 27 pick. So we'll see what the Nets can get done. Can they make some deals or just build for the future? I have a feeling with that owner, they could be building for the future. Let's talk a little Major League Baseball. And hey, it didn't start great for me, but it sure did end strong for me here on the Morning Steam Show. It felt like yesterday with some of my picks. Now we got off to a rough start, but man, listen to some of the winners that I had here on the show. First of all, I had a winner with my sports money premium picks here with winnable.com with the Toronto and Cleveland game to go over last night. We had the over there in that one as my main play there for Toronto and Cleveland with my sports money premiums. George Springer hit that grand slam. It went well over in that one. But how about the sports money plays yesterday here on the show? Athletics and Detroit. We went over with Severino and Skubal. Kerry Carpenter at that 2-run home run. The Tigers beat the A's. It did go over in that one. We also had the Braves on the run line here on the show yesterday in their matchup with the New York Mets. And the Braves were able to get it done as Matty Olson, a 2-run single. Mets have lost 10 of 11. We also had the winner here on the show with Chase Burns and the Reds over the Yankees. We took them on the run line, but the Reds did win in extra innings over the Yanks. Both teams scored there in the 11th, but it was Gavin Lux with that walk-off single, and the Yankees have lost 9 of 12. We also had a pick on the under yesterday on the happy hour. If you're catching me, make sure you're catching me every day on the happy hour show on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm on there at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific every day. We did give out the under in that game. Also had the winner here on the show yesterday with the Milwaukee Brewers there in that win over the Pirates. Caleb Durbin, the bottom of the lineup, 3-run home run. Joey Ortiz, the number 9 hitter, 2 home runs, 3 home runs in the bottom 2 batters, and Milwaukee beat Pittsburgh. We did have a premium pick winner over there at Tony's Picks with the over in that game. It went over for sure. More winners here yesterday with Seattle and Minnesota. I had the over here on the show yesterday with the Twins in Seattle. It took J-Rod's 9th inning sacrifice fly for the win there for Seattle, which we also had over there on the happy hour. I gave out Seattle as my pick yesterday on the happy hour show. So got to be checking that out with me, hopefully there. Also, winner on the show yesterday, Tampa Bay and Kansas City. Did we win every game there for a while?
Final.
Tampa Bay, Kansas City, game total under yesterday. Danny Jansen, 2-run home run in that one, but it did go under for sure here, and that was our call on the Morning Steam Show. Also, we had the winner with Arizona. Well, who didn't in that game over the White Sox? But remember what happened in that game was the game price on Arizona went down drastically as Arizona had to mix up their lineup with a lot of players missing, but that just opened up an opportunity to take Arizona there, it felt like, and we took Arizona in that game for the win. Disturbing story there. Ketel Marte hit a home run, but some fans yelled some terrible things about Marte's late mother, who passed away, about 8 years ago, but left him visibly disturbed and crying on the mound during a pitching change. The fan was ejected from the game, but really just an awful incident there with Marte, great player, and no room for that from those White Sox fans, if you can call them that. Hey, also, we had a win with the St. Louis Cardinals over the Cubs yesterday. A bounce back and took the Cards. Mason Wynn had the home run, the 4 RBIs. He also scored from second base when PCA had a brain cramp and allowed the runner to score all the way from second on a fly ball and a weird play there. Hey, we also had more winners Philadelphia and Houston. We had the game total under here on the show yesterday in that win there by Houston. Hummel with a home run for the Astros. And we also had Houston in that 1-0 win. That accounted for the only run in the game. But hopefully you caught me on Cover the Spread show on YouTube where I gave out Houston yesterday. So make sure you set your notifications for that show as well. Get more plays from me every day there. Hey, I wrapped it up with a sweep on the happy hour there also with Boston and LA game total under yesterday in that one as the Angels and the Red Sox needed extra innings to decide it there. And I did have the under in that game. We saw Christian Moore hit a home run for the Halos. I had a premium pick winner, Washington and San Diego under. Here was my play with my sports money premium picks over at winnable.com. In that one is a Padres and Nationals game there last night. My Padres last night, but I did have the under in that one. Padres eventually win the game 4-3 there yesterday. And also, we did have a cover the spread winner there yesterday with Miami against San Francisco. We took Miami on the run line. Didn't need it. They won 4-2 in that one. Lots of winning. Too much winning. You're going to get tired of winning. All right. WNBA, we did have a winner there with Atlanta and Dallas game to go under yesterday. Dallas stunned Atlanta, but my winner, hopefully you're catching my WNBA show daily. That's where I had the winner on the under there in that one. Also, I had a winner over at Tony's Picks. Just want to announce this too. My high roller premiums over there at Tony's Picks. I did win both of my WNBA games last night. That gives me 13 winners in my last 14 picks in the WNBA over at Tony's Picks. We did have the under last night with Minnesota and Washington as our super high roller premium play over there at Tony's Picks. And I also had the over in the game between the Sparks and the Sky yesterday. So a couple more winners over there on an absolute roll with my highest level of picks. Also, a winner on the show yesterday here and also on the WNBA pick show with Indiana and Seattle over late last night. We also had a nice day in soccer yesterday as I picked some winners there on my premium picks here with Winnable. 3-0 last night on my late package there, too. In CONCACAF, we had the over in Guadalajara and Guatemala and Guadalupe, and also the over in the game between Jamaica and Panama. Also, we gave out the under on the happy hour show over there with Canada yesterday in their 2-0 win over El Salvador. And late night, we did have LAFC against Flamengo plus a half a goal. Final score was 1-1 in that one. We also had that winner on the morning steam there with Auckland City, right? We had Auckland City against Boca Juniors. Auckland City had lost their first two games 16-0, but pulled off the major upset with a 1-1 draw over Boca Juniors. Final. Boca Juniors was about minus 10,000 in that game. The draw was plus 3,000. We said take at least 4.5 goals in that one, and that was an easy winner. All right, there's tennis action going on right now as well. And let's get to some of our action here today. Say hello to a few more folks and preview some games here right now as we get the show started. Lots of winners there yesterday. Wow. All right, let's see who else is coming in today. Action Jackson. Good to see Action Jackson here today. NYC Bar says, had a big day. Big Game Hunter is here. Good morning. And Irish King is here today. Thank you, Irish King. Unblock me. AOD there. I don't know what that's saying, but good to have Irish. Always good to have Irish King in here. Don't know why we'd block him. We don't want to do that. And Terrell analyzing the draft there. Paul Romero, nice to have Paul joining us as a new member here on the channel. Damon Waring as well. Text says Panama there with the win. And Stop Geo, nice to have you as always. Andrew there. Let's see what else is going on, right? Andrew G says, look, Auckland, they're semi-pro. That was a huge moment for that team there yesterday, right? They're the only amateur team in the tournament. The way that league goes down there in Australia. Not quite up to the speed of these other leagues. So great job by Auckland City. All right, the markets are tanking a little bit here early, so let's see what's going on and get ready and start the show with our previews here today in Major League Baseball and get rolling because we got an awesome game here. We always say, hey, we always want some great games. We always want day games and well, I'd rather see this one in prime time with the Pirates and the Brewers today. We're glad we get day games, no doubt about it. But man, look at this one with the Pirates taking on the Brewers here on Wednesday with Paul Skeens going up against Jacob Mizorowski. The latest phenom. Now, I want to clarify something I said yesterday. I said that that newcomer, the newcomer pitcher for the Reds was a bigger favorite than Paul Skeens to win the Rookie of the Year. Now, that's not true right now. Because of Mizorowski's recent performances, he is clearly the favorite. What I was saying was that the Reds' young star Chase Burns was lower odds than Mizorowski. Both guys were kind of listed on some of the more extensive Rookie of the Year voting, even though they were both in the minor leagues, not voting, but odds before the season. And Chase Burns had lower odds than Mizorowski, as he was anticipated also to make his debut this year. It's just that Mizorowski had that historical start to his career with those consecutive no-hit innings, a record for no-hit innings, at the start of a career. So we do have, though, Mizorowski here going and the total. Note the total here in this one. Now, it's actually 6.5 over at minus 120. It feels like a little bit of a bargain here right now with this total at 6.5 over 25 or 7 under 20. It's actually gone back up a little bit. The widely reported steam did come in on the under. Hard not to think this won't be a dynamic pitcher's duel between these two. You have Skeens here, 1.85 ERA, 0.88 whip, 174 batting average against, and the Pirates averaging just 3.3 runs per game offensively. Going up here against Mizorowski and the Brewers, Mizorowski 2 starts, a 1.64 ERA, 0.54 whip, and he's only allowed the one hit or two, right, so far in those 2 starts. The numbers are off the charts. He is having some walk issues in the first 2 games. That was expected, but you do have tonight a really dynamite game, or this afternoon, I should say, at 2 Eastern and 11 Pacific time here with the Pirates and the Brewers. The Pirates have lost 7 of their last 10. The Brewers have won 5 of their last 6, but is Skeens kind of the neutralizer here, right? It's hard to figure when to be on or off Skeens, I guess, and that is reflected in his 8-8 record with him starting with the Pirates. He's 4-6 overall. And also, you take a look at some of the other numbers between the Bucks and the Brewers here. You have Milwaukee's won 4 of their last 6 games at home. Pittsburgh's gone over in 7 of their last 8. Milwaukee's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games overall, and 5 of the last 6 games between the two teams have gone over. So those are just team trends, though. That maybe doesn't account for the fact that you got 2 star pitchers going. You got to throw Mizorowski in there in the star category right now, or at least, you know, you want to watch this guy pitch.
Critical notice.
Let's see what you have in the chat in this great game tonight, this afternoon. Maybe it will give us a little something to do here in the afternoon. Pardon me, in the afternoon action as we get started here. All right, where are we leaving off here with Stop Geo's got some tennis action here with Taylor Fritz and Tommy Paul. I can endorse that one, I think. Yeah, I've got both of those on my premiums over there, so check them out. All right, let's see here. Jermaine's on the Brewers. Get us started off there. Justin says, give me Mizorowski over in his strikeouts. He also likes the Brewers. Bobby Mack here on the Brewers. NYC Bar is on the Brewers. Andrew G says, if I'm ever going to have a Nerfy, this has got to be the game right here. Terrell says the Brewers are going to light up Skeens there today. Trevor says Pittsburgh, they can get this win today. And Jermaine says, I think that's what Trevor was saying too. Pittsburgh, they don't know how to run the game or run the bases. Cruz got benched there yesterday for lack of hustle, I guess. Nuke says can't fade Skeens always, but he might have to today. Here's Stop Geo. Looking at some of those games there. And Mizorowski here. He's going to, Fernando going to bet that Mizorowski throws a 99-mile-an-hour fastball there in the first pitch. Wow, they'll bet on anything. We were talking about that last night, right? On one of those pitches with on Sharpie's show there. Andrew's got the Pirates. Good morning to Sports Money in the chat. Philly Eagle Flyers got this one tied through 5, I think, or tied after the second as well. Hello to Tyrone Christopher. And Bobby Mack says go under 1.5 in the first 3 innings. All right. Well, this one should be easy enough. In fact, I don't know. It feels almost like a little bit, taking those 7.5. I'll leave it up there at 6.5 over right now. But, man, why wouldn't this be? Feels like a terrific under here in this game. Hopefully the bullpens don't screw it up. I'm going to take the under here at, you can grade me at 6.5 over, but like I said, 7 under 20, 7 under 25, I guess, is plenty available out there right now in this game. It feels like between these two today. And we don't need to hype it up too much. I'll take the under, though, in this one. That sounds easy enough, right? Like I said, I thought it would be more straight 6.5. But like I said, you can obviously get that 7. All right, let's move on, though. Great game today, Pittsburgh and Milwaukee. Wow. Next up, we got the Diamondbacks and Zach Gallen taking on the White Sox and Burke here in this one. You've got Gallen coming in with a 5.6 ERA, 1.39 whip, 246 batting average against, and a 278 BABIP. Gallen is 5-8. So far this season for Burke. He's 3-7, but the White Sox are 6-7 with Burke on the mound. He's got a 4.5 ERA and a 1.42 whip, 252 batting average against. Coming into this one, you got the White Sox here, having lost 6 straight games at home. They've lost 11 of their last 13 games overall. Coming in, Arizona's won 5 of their last 6, and they've defeated the White Sox in 14 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams, including 9 of the last 10 games here at Chicago have been won by Arizona. Now, it is interleague play, so that really is a sample of the last 3 years, but nonetheless, Arizona's been that much better than the White Sox. Anybody going to be interested in this White Sox team? Again, it feels like you're getting these Diamondbacks. It is up to $1.45 or so, $1.50, so maybe more realistic here right now at this price, and the total 8.5 over is shaded to the minus $1.15 or $1.20 now in this one with Arizona and the White Sox. Another one here in the afternoon, start time at 2:10 Pacific, 2:10 Eastern, and 11:10 Pacific tonight. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this matchup. And we've got the Diamondbacks here for Andrew K. And NYC Bar says Arizona to keep it rolling here in this matchup with the White Sox. Wasn't easy necessarily yesterday, right, for the White Sox in the game. They won it 4-1, but White Sox jumped off, I think, to the lead there yesterday with man of leisure pitching. But here's White Sox here over 3.5 minus team total over for Justin. Jermaine likes Marte. Why not root for this guy? No one should make a man cry out there on the field talking about his mother that passed away. Truth Teller says, he's got nothing. Okay. Tyrone says Diamondbacks and the over here. Man, it just seems like such a dominant team there, right? They really dominated the White Sox. I mean, I kind of want to think that maybe at this price, you still kind of want to figure a way to get on the White Sox. But man, Arizona just crushes this team, don't they? I'll take Arizona. I'll take them just on this money line here. It is $1.50 or so. I get all that, but I'm going to have to try them here. There's a mental block of some kind maybe here for the White. Not to mention they're not very good. But Irish King says we tied after 3. And Fernando says, leaning White Sox team total under, maybe the under there. Irish King says Pittsburgh and Milwaukee will be tied after 2 innings. NYC Bar says Arizona's a consensus play. Nobody can get behind these White Sox right now. Not only playing very poorly, but they don't beat this Arizona team either. Man, 9 of the last 10, 14 of the last 16, and White Sox have lost 11 of 13 and 6 straight at home. Boy. Okay, I'll just take Arizona as well. Irish King, Arizona first 5 on the minus 1.5 line and their team total over. Stop Geo says sometimes you got to take the favorites, I think is what he's saying. All right, next up. There's old Dickie Fitz. He's pitching today against UC Kikuchi. I mean, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for with Boston and LA here today. You've got LA favored in this one at home, $1.25 or $1.30 now. The move has been on the Angels here today. And, well, maybe why not? Considering the way this matchup shapes up, total here is, like I said, dropped down to 8.5 over Let me update that. Definitely a move to the under. Over's juiced here right now with Dick Fitz. Fitz comes in with a 4.71 ERA. He's 0-3. The Red Sox are 0-5 with Dickie Fitz on the mound. He's got a 250 batting average against it, a 242 BABIP. It's got to be a little bit respectable there for the Angels and Kikuchi. He's 2-6, but the Angels are 7-9 with Kikuchi on the mound. Angels are also 10-5 to the over with Kikuchi on the mound as well. 3.01 ERA, 1.42 WHIP, 250 batting average against, but a 304 BABIP for Kikuchi. See what you guys have in this one. And what are we going to do here with Boston taking on the Angels here on a Wednesday for the Angels here in this one. Following yesterday's game, don't rule out. Let me get the numbers here. Have a little technical issue. Here we go. For Boston here, they have lost 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. The Angels have won 6 of their last 9. Angels have won 6 of their last 8 at home, and they've defeated Boston in 4 of the last 5 matchups between these two teams. Boston's dropped 4 of 5. They've also gone under in 9 of their last 13 games coming into this one. Let's see what you guys want to do here with this game at 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific today between Boston and LA. I'll just go to the chat here and see what you guys have. We've got find the games here. Justin, here we go. Red Sox under in that one. Me too. I'm on the under. Let me just stop right there. I'm on the under here with Boston and the Angels, and Justin's on them too. Terrell says Boston team total over. They'll pound Kikuchi in this one. Jermaine says Angels here -1, or maybe that's 1.5. NYC Bar, though, likes the Red Sox on the run line today. Philly Eagle Flyer leaning to the over. Nuke says take the Angels. Andrew says Angels as well. Irish King says, do you think Trout's going to hit a home run today? Truth, not liking these teams too much. And their Beans Barbed Wire Bets. We'll love the coverage there last night. Talking about, it did feel like that's what we were watching, right? Even though they had a ton of action, the guys there yesterday, it felt like we were watching Chase Burns there. Truth Teller says Shelton's off to a good start with 2-0 in the first set. Robert's on the Red Sox here. And Irish King thought it was great to see that young pitcher performing so well, playing against the Yankees in his first game. And we know the Yankees offense has been struggling. All right, I'll take the under here with Boston and the Angels today. One more afternoon game out west, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. The Nationals taking on the Padres here in this one with Gore for the former Padre. Gore taking on Pivetta there for the Padres. Man, Pivetta, this feels like it's going to be a pretty strong matchup. It feels like here for Pivetta today and the Padres. Let's go to some of the numbers here with these guys. For Pivetta here, he's 7-2 with a 3.64 ERA, 108 WHIP, 216 batting average against coming into this one. But man, I got to think Pivetta can run deep here against this Washington lineup. Yeah, they've got the power here. Gore, 3-7 with a 3.19 ERA. Nationals are 6-10 with Gore on the mound. The Padres are 9-6 with Pivetta on the mound. Gore has a 1.19 WHIP and a 242 batting average against, but a 338 BABIP coming into this one. Washington has dropped 14 of their last 17 games now, and they're just 1-7 in their last 8 games against the Padres. The Padres have won 4 of their last 6. Padres have gone over in 8 of their last 12 games against the Nationals. Washington's lost 7 of their last 9 games on the road. They've gone over in 4 of their last 5. But Padres have gone under in 5 of their last 7 and 4 of their last 6 games at home. Let's see how you have this one here as Harris beats Bellucci. I lost one there. All right, let's go to the chat. See what you have in this game with the Padres. Justin says take Tatis over in his bases. Jermaine says Nerfy in this Padres game. Justin likes the Padres. Irish King says San Diego first 5 and first 7 -0.5 and their team total over. It's getting a little high price for the Padres, but man, I do like Pivetta to kind of roll this lineup today. I think Pivetta can go 6 innings. I'm going to be over his outs prop for sure, I think, today. All right, let's take a look here. A few more in the chat. Andrew K says Nationals on the run line. Tyrone says take the Padres. NYC Bar says Padres first 5. And Terrell says, I think Padres run line is the better play in this game considering the price, right? I mean, you're getting nearly plus $1.45, he says here, where you have to lay $1.45 if you are going to take the money line here in this one, I think is what he's saying. Great point.
Final.
All right, and I'll make the call here in this one as well. I like my Padres to win this game for sure, and I'll go ahead and take them. I kind of want to take that run line there, maybe with Terrell, but let me see if I can get up the gumption to do it here real quick. Let me look at some of my figures here. I'll probably just take the Padres in this one. But I do like what Terrell's saying there. But we're on a pretty good roll. I'll take the Padres to win this one over Washington today. Does seem like a very reasonable number. I know Gore is going to, Gore looking forward to pitching against the Padres. He's a national now. He probably doesn't even remember being in this Padres organization. They tried to make him a Padre of the future when he was with this team. It just never worked out, and they ended up dealing him, of course. And the Padres, I guess they somehow got some players out of it, but that was the Soto trade. All right. Truth Teller likes the Nats here in this one. All right, let's move on. We got the night card here right now with the Rangers on the road. Jake DeGrom taking on the Orioles here in this one. And you've got Young here going for the Orioles for Brandon Young. He's got a 6.23 ERA, 2.19 WHIP, 333 batting average against, and a 417 BABIP in 2 starts. Not great. For the Rangers here, Jake DeGrom, we know what we're getting here. And the Rangers are $1.45, $1.50, maybe even $1.55. And the total has dropped here on some widely reported steam to 8.5. A little bit juice to the under even. Let's call it 8.5 under 15. in this matchup with the Rangers on the road going up against the O's. In this one, let's look at how these teams are going right now. We saw yesterday's game between these two. I know we had a winner in almost every game, but I couldn't find it. And this one is the Rangers ended up winning it in extra innings, 6-5. Rangers had that great start from Latz yesterday, but the Orioles came back after Latz left the game. They hit 3 consecutive home runs to tie the game, but the final win extra innings, Texas won at 6-5.
Final.
The Orioles have won 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams, but Texas has won 7 of their last 10 on the road. Baltimore's won 4 of their last 5 games at home. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over when playing here in Baltimore, but you do have DeGrom, 2.24 ERA coming into this one, 0.91 whip, 199. Batting average against DeGrom, 7-2 so far, and Texas is 10-5 with DeGrom on the mound. You know, he does give you pretty solid effort every time, of course. So let's see what you have here in this one. Let's go to the chat, kind of dissect it here a little bit, as Baltimore's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. And the chat, let's see what they have. Andrew K is on the Rangers in this one. Justin says give him the O's today. Jermaine's on the under here, but NYC Bar is on the Rangers. And Jermaine went with a Mizorowski prop back in that game against Pittsburgh. Truth Teller says the Rangers struggle on the road. Tyrone says Texas and under. Oh. All right, I'll get ready, make my call here in this one with Texas taking on Baltimore today. And Texas here, I might be feeling the chalk. I might be liking what we're saying there, maybe about some favorites here for once. And this one does feel like a pretty overwhelming matchup. And well, I want to take Texas, but I don't know if they can cover that run line either. And you're only getting what, plus $1.10, $1.15? Is that right? On that run line, I can't do that. That's not a good enough return to take the Rangers on the run line. I know they're $1.53 here, but I'm going to take the Rangers. I'm going with a little more chalk again, I think, here. Give me the Rangers in this one, just on the money line here at $1.50 something, if you don't mind. I'll even update it here. I'll put $1.55. I think there's $1.55s out there. That's about as even me, that's about as high as I'll go, at least on this show, right? Otherwise, I'll try the run line, but just going to take a money line here with Texas on the road, and that, the offense, it isn't great for sure. We know that, averaging just 3.6 runs per game, but the pitching's been good at 3.5 runs per game allowed. Baltimore allows 5 runs per game while scoring just 4 runs per game. That's not good. So I'll take Texas. All right, next up, we saw the Athletics and the Tigers. And, the Athletics, the Tigers did come back for those of you that tuned out. But let me pass along some steam here real quick. In the game between Seattle and Minnesota, there's some steam coming in on the under in the matchup between Kirby and Ryan. Now, those are 2 good pitchers, but I will say this. They have had some struggles against the respective lineups they're facing today, but the total's gone down here. A full half a run, it feels like, to 7.5 in the game between Seattle and Minnesota. Steam coming in right now to the under in that one. All right, Athletics now, and Detroit with Jacob Lopez here. He's 1-4. 4.25 ERA, 1.44 whip, 254 batting average against, and a 3.45 BABIP. Not good. Going up against Flaherty here. Flaherty's just 5-8. The Tigers are 5-10 with Flaherty on the mound. The Tigers have only 30 losses, and Flaherty's been on the mound for a third of them. He's got a 4.83 ERA, 1.21 whip, and a 219 batting average against. That's a lack of run support, but still, they don't seem to win with Flaherty on the mound. We saw the A's get off to a good start with the home runs there against Skubal, but Skubal settled in, and the Tigers actually won pretty convincingly in the game over Detroit there yesterday. The Athletics, however, though, have continued. They have that weird streak of winning here in Detroit. It is now 16 of 20 games overall, but still, for whatever reason, the A's have enjoyed their time in Detroit over the last several years. Detroit's gone over in 10 straight games right now. This offense is starting to go a little bit. Detroit's gone over in 5 straight at home. A's have lost 15 of their last 18 on the road. They've also lost 5 of their last 7 games overall. So kind of hard to take them here. And Detroit's all the way up to $1.75 here now at a few spots. So let's see. But man, the Tigers are starting to produce, right? And even falling behind yesterday, no panic there in Detroit as they were able to get it done there yesterday. We had the over in that game, and man, with 10 straight overs for Detroit, you got to figure, why wouldn't you do it again today? But this run line, you get a little plus money here a little bit with the Tigers today. Can you do it? Or are the A's a call here with Lopez, the left-hander, going? Detroit, they're not exactly immune to left-handed pitching. I mean, they're probably the best in the league at beating left-handers, right? They come into this game right now with a 16-5 record against left-handed pitching. Is there any team even close to that kind of record? I don't think so. All right, that spells it out, I think, for me. Give me the Tigers here on the run line today at plus money against the Athletics. I know my algorithm does say this is a too high a price and you got to take the A's, maybe even in the first 5, but I'm not going to do it. I'm taking the Tigers. So are you guys, it looks like. But here's Andrew. He started it off. He said A's plus a 1.5. Truth says you can't beat these Tigers at home. Robert says Tigers first 5, run line. And NYC Bar, Tigers on the money line. Tyrone, Tigers. Jermaine says go over. Why not? I mean, come on, 10 straight games? Wow. They're the opposite of the Yankees. Terrell says lay 2.5 here. Tyrell says I'll go over. Jermaine says it's Flaherty. Flaherty's the one you can't trust. I would say, Jermaine, Flaherty have 4.83 ERA, but still look, the 219 batting average against, that's pretty good. He has been a victim of run support problems for a little bit for sure. Truth Teller says he likes the Tigers possibly here. Great contributions from Truth Teller today. Jermaine says, yeah, they're playing a lefty. Let's go over. They're hot. Their bats have been hot. I'll take the Tigers on the run line here, going up against a lefty. Best team against lefties, win-loss percentage, the Detroit Tigers. I think one other team, Houston. Well, Houston's just 7-3, technically a little bit better. No, that's not even better, is it? No, Tigers are the best. Okay. Tigers still don't get the respect I think they probably deserve. Okay, Blue Jays and the Guardians here in this one. You got Max Scherzer. He's on the mound against Gavin Williams here in this one for Scherzer. Comes in here at his first start of the season. Wasn't awful. They did lose, and he did give up some runs for sure, but back out there, just a 125 BABIP in the first outing for Scherzer. So do not panic. Do not panic here with the 6 ERA and just a 1.0 whip, 273 batting average against, but that no walks allowed for Scherzer. For Gavin Williams here, he's 5-3 in 15 starts with a 3.58 ERA, 231 batting average against, and a 284 BABIP here in this one. What are you going to do here when Toronto takes on Cleveland in a pretty good matchup here for sure with Scherzer going? For Toronto here, they have lost 5 of their last 7 games in Cleveland, including 5 of their last 7 games overall. They've lost to Cleveland. They've lost 4 of their last 5 here overall coming in. Cleveland's gone under in 7 of their last 8 games, although 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two have gone over. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. Right now, the current line is Cleveland minus $1.15, $1.20, and the total 8 over 15, maybe 8 over 20 here in this one. Let's see what you guys have with the Blue Jays taking on Cleveland here. Toronto's gone over in 13 of their last 20. They've gone over in 7 of their last 10 games on the road. Cleveland, like I said, they've been pretty steady to the under here. Let's see what you got with Scherzer going today. I think the numbers are probably pretty good, but let's see here. Go to the chat in this one. Nope, not much from the chat. Let me see here. Nuke says, what's going to happen with Scherzer? He'll be in there. How deep can he go when Toronto use that bullpen up to there? Andrew says take the Guardians on the run line here, plus 1.5. NYC Bar likes Cleveland in this game also, plus 1.5. That was a pretty big chalky number there with Cleveland on the run line at minus $1.75. Hey, everyone, we got some steam coming in right now in the game between the Cubs and the Cardinals. The steam is coming in on the under in the matchup between Boyd and Petty. It was 9 juice to the under, but now the game is moving to 8.5 over, it looks like right now. We've already seen the Cubs today move to as high as $1.45 here with Boyd on the mound against against Petty. So a pretty big move there on the Cubs, 20-cent move, but the steam just came in on the under in that one. Okay, so Toronto and Cleveland here. Let's see. Tyrone says maybe Cleveland for him here. All right. I think that's going to do it for you guys in this matchup. And I think I'm going to might gravitate to the total here in this one. Don't see much from you guys on the total here necessarily. So all right. I'm on the under here in this one with Toronto and Cleveland. I'll take the under as my play here on the Morning Steam show. Terrell says he'll take Cleveland even against his Jays in this one. Wants to see maybe a few more from Scherzer. Maybe he's worried about that bullpen. All right, next up, the Atlanta Braves here with Fuentes making his second start. He's up against Holmes here of the Mets, Clay Holmes. We couldn't get the Holmes versus Holmes matchup, Holmes? Fuentes here, 1 start. They did lose that game. He got hit pretty good there. 294 BABIP, 1.4 whip, 7.2 ERA for Clay Holmes here. 7-4 record. The Mets are 10-5 with Holmes on the mound. He's got a 3.04 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 231 batting average against the. For the Braves here in this one, they come in having a little bit of a good run for sure right now, but we did see yesterday's game, of course, of the Braves taking that one with Strider on the mound. We did lay the run line there with the Braves yesterday. Atlanta's won 9 of their last 12 games overall. They've won 6 straight over the New York Mets here. Mets have lost 10 of their last 11. We know it's been a bit of a disaster here right now for the Mets. They've seen their record here fall dramatically all of a sudden with all these losses here, looking for a stop right now. There's still 12 games over 500, believe it or not, but the Braves all of a sudden 4 games under. They've won 3 of their last 4, including the game there last night, 7-4. The Braves won 3-2 in the game 1 of this series, and of course the Braves swept that series at home just last week. So they're pretty much dominating these Mets here right now. Mets have gone under in 10 of the last 15 matchups between these two teams. Atlanta's gone under in 6 of their last 7 and 4 of their last 5 games on the road. Let's see here with you guys. Atlanta taking on the Mets. Mets, the very reasonable favorite for sure. And you kind of wonder, like, really? $1.45 and this team can't even win a game right now? And yeah, maybe because you've got the young pitcher out there for the Braves, but is that enough to kind of sway you here a little bit? Let's see the chat and see how you guys have it. Going to start it off here with Andrew. We'll take the Braves on the run line here. What is the Braves on the run? Oh, minus 160. All right. We've got Truth Teller's got the Mets with Shelton today. Irish King says they're just not looking good. Want to say hello and welcome to Zachary Hatton here. He's going to like the Mets here in this one. Or maybe he just wants Holmes to win. Oh, hey, Holmes. The Truth Teller says the Mets still are the number 1 home favorite. Don't sweat it. Not only that, Truth, the Braves are 4-12 as underdogs. So as good as they've been, that's where their struggles have been. And what an interesting game, huh? NYC Bar likes the Mets here on the money line, and Bobby Mack likes the Mets first 5 here. So maybe the Mets can turn it around now that you have this young pitcher going for the Braves. Hey, we got some steam coming in right now in the matchup between Philadelphia and Houston with Wheeler and Colton Gordon in that one. So sounds like a decent pitching matchup, doesn't it? Steam to the under here right now in the Phillies and the Astros. It was 7.5 under, and we could be seeing it move to 7 over 25. But right now, 7.5 under 25 here at a few books. We're seeing a little bit of steam. Bovada is 7 over 25, so a little bit of steam here to the under with the Phillies and the Astros. All right. Hey, I got to make my play here in this one between Atlanta and the Mets, and I'm going to take the under as my play in this one. Give me the under with Atlanta and the Mets today. I'm back to under city maybe here a little bit. Okay, next up, the Yankees are taking on the Reds here again. We have Yankees with Max Fried on the road. Big favorite, of course, for Fried, even though the Reds got it done again. The Yankees are having their struggles offensively, no doubt about it. For Fried here, he's got a 2.05 ERA, 9-2 record coming in, 0.96 WHIP. coming into this one. Man, Fried, strong numbers, but man, they're not getting any offense. This Yankee team still averaging 5.1 runs per game, but we know it's been a bit of a disaster here offensively. You look at some of the numbers for the Yankees, especially on their totals, right? They are right now having gone under in 6 straight games on the road, under in 10 of their last. Is it 10 of the last 11? Or I saw someone in the chat say even more. Is it 11 out of 12? And Yankees have gone under in 5 straight. I know that. They've also lost 9 of their last 12 overall. They've lost 5 straight to the Reds. Here, Reds have won 7 of their last 8 at home. They've won 12 of their last 17 overall. They're going up against Max Fried, that's for sure. But hey, you got Singer here. I mean, right? You could do worse. He has a 4.13 ERA, but a 276 BABIP. That's pretty respectable here against a pitcher like Fried. This price is, no matter what you think, right? It does feel a little bit too high. The Reds are playing well, and they're getting the old plus. Why wouldn't I want to take a little plus with the Reds here? Plus 1.5 at plus 110 or so in this one. Let's see what you guys have. Timmy Two-Shoe is here today. He's got some Mets to go along. He's got McNeil and Nimmo to have some big offensive numbers there. Truth took the Mets. And Andrew says, take the Reds today. Terrell says he's on Holmes. Tyrone's going under here and thinking this one. Truth Teller says Reds first 5 on the run. I got to take the Reds at the plus here, plus 1.5 at plus 110. I got to take the Reds in this one for sure. Reds are doing just fine. The offense is clicking a little bit too with some of these guys. I'm taking the Reds, man. Look, Fried's awesome. We know that. Singer actually has struggled against some of these Yankee bats. Remember, he used to be with the Royals, so he's seen a few of them. But I'm going to buck that a little bit. Fried's mowed down some of these Reds in the past when he was with the Braves, but not at this price. I gotta go with the Reds at the price play. Terrell says the Yankees should dominate in this park, right? But they're not. I think that's what Terrell is saying there. I have a little trouble here with my messages coming in, with the steam coming in and everything. Get it adjusted here. Thank you for waiting. Okay, so let's move on. Let's go to the next one here with, you got the Rays on the road taking on the Kansas City Royals here with Drew Rasmussen. He's up against Waka here. Another good pitching matchup today. Lots of good pitchers going. It feels like you got Rasmussen. You know he's good, right? He's got a 2.61 ERA, 0.97 WHIP, 208 batting average against, and a 245 BABIP. 15 starts. Rasmussen is 4-11 to the under in his starts this season. For Waka here, he has good numbers against this Tampa lineup. Rasmussen, good numbers against this Royals lineup. So Waka, 3.24 ERA, 1.18 the WHIP, 240 batting average against here. This feels like a good starting pitching matchup to me. You look here at Tampa Bay coming in. They've won 8 of their last 11 overall. Kansas City's dropped 8 in a row at home. And you got Tampa Bay, one of the best road teams is what they tell me this season. Total opposite here. And the Royals on this 3-game losing streak. At home, the Royals are 19-20. Tampa's 17-12 on the road this season. So, man, what'll happen here? You have Tampa an actual road favorite as well. They're up to $1.25, maybe even $1.30 here in a few books. I've got the line on the wrong team. That's all, fam. Sorry about that. Was just a typo error. The Royals were never favored, but 130, 9 under 15, maybe 9 under 20 here, it feels like in this one. The widely reported steam came in on the over. I know I'm not sure why, but it's just leaving it up there at 9 at this point. We had the under yesterday in that Bradley and Bubich game here on the show. So, all right, let's see what you have here. Can the Royals end it here finally? I don't know if they can. Truth is on the Rays. Andrew's on the Rays. Feels kind of tough to take them, but man, the Royals are in a funk. I got to take Tampa Bay again here after they seem to be dominating these guys a little bit. Thank you, Zach. You're on the under 9. Really appreciate you being here and being a member of Team Steam chat today. Really cool to have you. Terrell says Tampa's been lighting up right-handers. Take Tampa Bay money line or the team total over. Okay, I'll take Tampa Bay. Don't have to tell me, Terrell. I'll do it. I'll take the Rays to keep it going here against the struggling Royals. You know, the Rays, we're doing it again, right? When you think about these Rays, they're now 8 games over 500. They are breathing down the Yankees' necks at just 2 games out of first place. They're ahead of Toronto. 1 game out of first place right now behind the Yankees after that loss yesterday. Toronto's 2.5 back. So the Rays are doing those Rays things again. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, you know, they've started to slide back even further. We talked about how good the Central, how deep they were, but really it's all Detroit right now, and the other teams have fallen well below 500. Well, Cleveland's 2 games over 500, but they're still 9 games back of the Red Hot Tigers. So just feels like right now all these Central teams, not quite what it was going on there at the beginning of the season. I'll take Tampa Bay. Next up is the matchup between the Mariners and the Twins. We just talked about it. That steam came in on the under. And look, I get it, right? You got Kirby and you got Ryan, but actually those 2 pitchers do have some pretty poor numbers against the respective expected lineups here today. For Joe Ryan, he's allowed a .409 batting average and 44 at-bats against this anticipated lineup with a 1.2 OPS coming into this one. And for Kirby, he's allowed a 1.00 OPS to this expected lineup. So I don't know if it's going to be an under today like that steam that came in, but let's see how you guys have it here in this one. For Ryan, you know, it does have a 3.06 ERA, 0.91 whip, 241 BABIP so far. Great control. He's got Kirby-like control here. Kirby comes in 1-3 with a 6.16 ERA. He's only had 6 starts since returning. Does feel like he's improving. But he has a 342 BABIP coming into this one. So having some little bit of issues here with these devices. Sorry, gang. See if I can't fix it again. There we go. Got to keep up on this steam here a little bit. All right, let's see what you got here, though, with Seattle and Minnesota, and go over what's going on with these two, because Seattle's won 4 of their last 5. They beat Minnesota in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two. Minnesota's lost 5 straight. They've lost 6 straight at home and continue to struggle here a little bit. It's Seattle that's on the 3-game winning streak, and Minnesota's on a pretty long losing streak right now. Like I said, 5 in a row and 6 at home. They've lost 9 of their last 10 overall. Seattle's gone over in 5 straight, including 7 of their last 8 on the road have gone over as well. They're 22-16 to the over on the road. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. It feels pretty overwhelming here that Seattle might be the better team here, and they are a dog here at this point against a struggling Minnesota team. So what gives in this one? Yeah, you got to figure eventually Minnesota going to get back on track. But hey, we had Seattle yesterday and they got it done. I would imagine they could do it again today as a dog. I like the fact that they're the dog. Thank you, Zach. That's awesome of you. I try to just give out the games, talk up the games a little bit. Let you guys decide who to take. Yeah, I'm going to give out my picks every day here, but it's really about the chat. So please continue to give me your plays if that's what you're into. That's what I'm into. Okay, here we go. Andrew K is on the Mariners run line here. Truth Teller says he thinks the Mariners can do it. Take them and go over their team total. Terrell says this Mariners lineup, right? They are the better lineup for sure than this Twins team, right? The Twins are at home. They're looking for a win. I see where, you got Joe Ryan. Look, don't let Kirby's stats. I don't think Kirby is going to be, a 6 ERA when it's all said and done. I do think Kirby will get it together. And NYC Bar does like the Twins, but I've got to go with Seattle in this one to keep it going right now. I mean, the Twins are struggling. Seattle's on a roll again. So. All right, we just had some. Let me see here. Oh, no, that was okay. A rehash there. Okay, I'm on the Mariners here. Next up. We did see the steam come in on the under here with the Cubs and the Cards. You got you got Boyd here going for the Cubs, 2.84 ERA and a 6-3 record, 293 BABIP coming into this one, a 1.14 WHIP for Boyd. For Fetty here, pardon me, gang. Fetty comes in here 3-6 with 3.54 ERA, 1.29 WHIP. 235 batting average against and a 266 BABIP. Fetty's done a pretty nice job for the most part. For the Cubs here, they've lost 5 of their last 6 games overall. But, man, they've taken some big-time steam here today. You got to wonder who is out of the lineup is the first thing I suspect in this one with this big move. But, look, I mean, it was Boyd that, remember Matt Boyd left last game with that shoulder and, comes right back and makes the start. Here, the Cubs are having some issues with the starting pitching for sure. And, man, they're getting bet up like they're the side today. But I don't know if I like that. Fetty's got good numbers against this Cubs lineup. Fetty has faced these guys here. 77 at bats, 22 hits allowed. That is a 286 average. But more importantly, though, just a 304 on base. These are okay numbers here for Fetty, but Boyd does have some good numbers also against this lineup. He's allowing just a 136 average here. I've got to take the Cards. What's the run line with them? Minus $1.40. I think that's what I like. I'm going to take the Cards on the run line here at minus $1.40 in this one. Maybe sprinkle some money line now that the line has gone up so dramatically on the Cubs here. Like I said, $1. I got to change that price. They're up to $1.40 at least. $1.49 at DraftKings. So I'll change it to $1.45. That seems like the consensus here, but that's a big move. And like I said, that steam came in on the under, and right now it's 8.5 over 20 at some books. So move to the under here. I can probably get behind that. Might have a premium there, but I'll take St. Louis on the run line here in this one. We've got Andrew K on the card with me on the Cards run line. There we go, Andrew. And Truth says I got to go under in this one. These pitchers can have a good outing. Next up, the Phillies and the Astros. We just talked about that widely reported steam that did come in here on the under. We saw the 1-0 victory there last night. Man, they were sailing along there, weren't they, with these two pitchers going along there? We nailed this one for sure yesterday with Astros and under, but let's see what you have today with Wheeler coming in, 2.61 ERA, 7-2 record. Phillies 11-4 with Wheeler on the mound, but Colton Gordon 2-1. The Astros are 5-2 with the left-hander Gordon on the mound, and we know the Phillies, just 10-13 against left-handed pitching. So Wheeler still pretty substantial favorite, $1.50, $1.55 here. Total 7.5. It's shaded to the under now at least $1.15, if not $1.20 in this one. So let's see what you've got here. Take a look at how these two shape up here trend-wise lately, with Philadelphia having won 9 of their last 13, but Houston's won 10 of their last 13. Houston's also won 6 straight games at home. Phillies have gone under in 6 of their last 7 on the road. 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone under. 5 straight meetings between the two have gone under here in Houston. So Philly playing well, Houston playing well. Yes, they've got Wheeler going, so that's a little bit better of a starter here than the Gordon here. But Gordon seems like a prospect. All right, let's go to the chat. I think I'm going to end up taking Houston on the run line plus 1.5 at minus $1.35 here. Give me the Stros in this one. Feels like a pretty hot game actually. So I'd rather take $1.35 here with Houston on a run and a half than laying it a little bit with Houston with the Philly. That feels like it's a little bit higher than it should be right now. Andrew's on the Phillies, however. There's no doubt when you've got the better starter here in Wheeler. Truth teller, I don't know what he's on, but minus 1.5. I imagine that's the Phillies. Tyrone is on the under here for sure, and I'll take the Astros here in this one. All right, a couple more here, and we'll wrap up the baseball portion. The show's almost over, actually. Here's the Dodgers taking on the Rockies with Yamamoto on the mound here going up against Dolander. I've sat here and tried to, tell you that Dolander is a prospect, but he's 2-7 right now with a 6.19 ERA. Just feels, you're a pitching prospect with Colorado. That's not great, right? Colorado's 3-9 with Dolander on the mound. He's got a 278 BABIP. I mean, it's not great, but for Yamamoto here, he's only 6-6. In fact, the Dodgers are just 8-7 with Yamamoto. These two pitchers are a combined 9-18 to the under. I can even figure that out. That's 67% to the under so far this season, and that's a 27-game sample size. Yamamoto has a 108 whip and a 203 batting average against. The Dodgers come in here having won 8 straight games against Colorado. Colorado's lost 10 of their last 12 at home. Dodgers have gone over in 4 of their last 5. Colorado's gone under in 4 of their last 6. But we've seen the runs starting to come in here a little bit in some of these Colorado games. For some reason, I tried the under. I didn't lose many games on the Morning Steam show yesterday, but this was one of them. Probably not going to do that again. But I'm going to take the Dodgers. Talk about laying some big chalk here. What's the Dodgers on the run? Oh, God, they're minus 210 in this one against the Rockies today. Even that's a little bit hard to consider. Wow. I'm sure the Dodgers will blast these guys today. I'm going to need help from the chat here. I don't know if I want to lay, laying 2.5 with the Dodgers here. They are even minus $1.50 there in that. Wow, this is a big price. Even this one's a little bit daunting here. Let's see what you got, if anything. Andrew says Rockies plus 1.5. You get that little bit of plus. You get plus money with the 2.5 too, plus 115. They're plus 3 runs at minus $1.10 today. So, even the run line is just totally jacked. Okay. Truth Teller says it was an easy over yesterday. Tyrone's going over in this one. JM is here. Says this one will be a good game to make some money, maybe on some of those props. Textiles says laughing at some of these prices maybe here today, huh? Man, Colorado's really in a bad way. Dodgers are really crushing them every game, it feels like. But, and it's up to, it says 315 there, but it's 340 at DraftKings right now. Look, even I can't take these Dodgers here. But look, yesterday was 9-7 there, and you look at the series back up. The Rockies have covered the run line, the 3 runs in 3 of the last 4 games, and it's minus $1.10. I'm going to take Colorado plus 3 runs at minus $1.10 as my pick here on the show. Plus 3 minus $1.10. I can't pass that. Okay, that's what I'm going to take. All right. Tyrone says, what about that under in the Houston game there, Ramon? I didn't even comment on it, Tyrone. I don't talk about the premiums there on the show. That's what happens. You know what I mean? Good morning to Wine Time here today. JM has Mookie for a couple of hits in this one. Zach says take Yamamoto and his K-prop over here. Should be able to dominate these guys. And Tex says maybe under, though, here if it would go down to 10.5. I actually, well, no, it looks like mostly 11s here a little bit. For sure, okay. Timmy says Yamamoto going to moto them down. Oh, hello, Moto. Until you get that bullpen going for the Dodgers, right? Even the Rockies can be coming back here and cover 3 runs, can't they? And JM says he's got bets to get a hit. I'm taking the Rockies plus 3 runs at minus $1.10 today. Look, what can you say? The Dodgers are the best. I love the Dodgers. Not really. One more here in the major leagues. The Marlins will take on the Giants. Hey, we were on the Marlins yesterday on the run line over there on the Cover the Spread show. And you know what? This matchup isn't too bad for him either. I know you got Logan Webb here. It's going to be hard to convince you otherwise with Webb. 2.49 ERA, 1.1 whip, 244 batting average against. But remember, Miami's kind of that sneaky road team. They've been that way all season long. They won yesterday's game here 4-2. And, they were able to win one of the games there in at home, 1-0 over the Giants, but Giants did win 2 games against Miami back at the start of the month. But still, you got Webb here, minus $2 or more in this one. And you got Eduardo Cabrera, 2-2, 3.81 ERA, 1.4 whip, 249 batting average against. Both guys have kind of a high BABIP here, so look, there might be some runs. There might be some volatility here. The Giants are just 9-7 with BABIP. The Marlins are 6-6 with Cabrera on the mound. So Miami averages 4 runs a game here, and the Giants average just 4.2 runs per game. We know the pitching is much better for the Giants, but you have a capable pitcher, it feels like, in Cabrera, who does have some success against this Giants lineup. Cabrera has faced the Giants here 41 at-bats, just 8 hits allowed, 1 home run, 195 batting average against. the anticipated lineup today, and just a 590 OPS. Meanwhile, for Webb, he's actually given up a little bit of something to Miami here. Faced just a few guys in the lineup, but a 320 batting average and an 862 OPS. So maybe we can try to take a little. I might try to take a little Marlins action here in this one against the Giants today. You've got the Marlins are a plus 1.5 at minus 115, and I'm going to do it again. I'm taking the Marlins here at plus 1.5 minus $1.15 in the matchup here against the Giants today. The Marlins have won 4 of the last 6 against them. The Giants have lost 6 of their last 9 overall. Now, I was talking about, the potential for some offense here, only because, look, the total's 7 under 15. And, hey, it's understandable. You've got the Giants have gone under in 7 of their last 9 at home. The Marlins have gone under in 6 straight. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams here in San Francisco have gone under, and 7 of the last 8 meetings overall have gone under. So doesn't mean I'm ready to go under just yet. I'm taking Miami on the run line, and I'm not sure. I'll probably just hold off here on the total, but just to be clear, I mean, the trends say under, of course, on these, especially on these Giants games, right? We know the Giants have been very solid. They're 15 and 34 to the under as a favorite, and the Marlins have been going under now. And what did I say? 9 of their last 10 games overall in 6 straight. But watch out. Let me just take the Marlins here just in case. Okay. And it is a great day for pitching, Timmy. It does feel like Andrew was on the Giants. Truth teller I think he's taking the over in this one. Yep. JM says Betts to get a hit, Freeman to get a hit. Dolander gives up the runs there. I think that's what he's saying. Tyrone says go under, though, in the Giants game. Terrell says this is a 1-run game. He'll take the Marlins. And Timmy Choo says Webb to mow these guys down. But like I said, you do have a few Marlins here against Webb that definitely have been able to connect on him a little bit. You've got my man Kyle Stowers has a home run off of him. Jesus Sanchez 4 for 10 with a couple of doubles, and Nick Fortes 3 for 7. There is the catcher against Logan Webb. So, all right, I guess that's it for baseball. Thank you, guys. Great job there. Let's go to the WNBA. I've got 2 games on tap with the Liberty taking on the Valkyries here. In this one, the Liberty are favored by 8.5, not 7.5. I don't know if it's ever been 7.5. Maybe I was anticipating what could happen tonight. Look, you got the Liberty. They're 10-3. They're awesome, right? The Valkyries are 7-6 and are the best kept secret in sports betting right now. They're 6-1 against the spread at home here. Liberty, they've lost a couple of late on this. They're just 2-4 against the spread on the road, and they've got injuries in this game. You've got Jonquel Jones. She's out with a turned ankle. Sabrina Ionescu missed last game, right? She was scratched, and she's got a neck injury. So the Liberty come in with injuries, and they're playing one of the hottest teams spread-wise, and quite frankly, this one might be one to look at even a little money line, it feels like. But I'm going to go to the total here. It's dropped a couple of points. Look, the Liberty is 5-1 to the over on the road, but the Valkyries are doing a little something special here. It feels like right now at home. So see what you have in this one. But look, the Liberty are awesome, but the Valkyries are a little, well, I don't know if it's a secret. They're covering numbers. They're winning games right now. They've won 4 out of their last 5 coming in. So Valkyries are 6-1 against the spread at home. Oh, I said that. Haha. Now, like I said, the Liberty are dead solid under on the road. Valkyries are 3-4 to the under at home, 5-7 to the under as a dog. I'm taking the under here. It's already dropped a couple of points, so I'll just make it my play here on the Morning Steam Show. Give me the under here in this one. And I got a pick on that game over at Tony's Picks. Just want to mention right now, I don't pump it up too much here on the Sports Money Network, but over at Tony's Picks right now, I have gone 13-1 with my last 14 high roller premium plays in the WNBA there. And I do host a WNBA show every day there on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. So you might want to check that one out because someone can't miss. It feels like in the WNBA, that might be me. Okay, one other, let me get your picks here, though, in this one. You've got Sabrina to go over in her. I think she'll probably have a better chance of making this lineup after missing the last game due to injury. I think Andrew says go over in her points. And Terrell says got to highly consider the Valkyries here. Okay, also at 10 Eastern and 7 Pacific. This is the TV game here. The other one's not the main game. This is the main game. Connecticut 2-12, Las Vegas 6-7. The Aces are favored by 19 points right now over Connecticut, and the total here it's up to 159.5. All right. Let's see what you got here with the Sun and the Aces in this one. Now, Mabry is out of this game for Connecticut. Las Vegas is not very good at covering any spreads right now. They're totally dismal. 4-9 against the spread, 2-5 against the spread at home. They're going up against arguably the worst team in the league. I don't even know if it's arguable right now. Chicago's improved a little bit here of late. Dallas is getting going. So Connecticut, they are, the bottom of the barrel, but they have covered 3 of 4 on the road. They've covered 6 of 7. They've covered. They're 3-4 against the spread on the road. They're 6-7 against the spread as a dog. They're not quite 500 in those rolls, but you are laying an even bigger price here against an Aces team that shows no motivation to blow anybody out. It seems like they have enough trouble just winning the games here at this point. This one's a little bit tough here. Total here right now is dropped to 159, and that's what I'm going to take as my play. Give me the under here in this one between Connecticut and Las Vegas. Kind of tough to recommend Connecticut, but man, Vegas is not covering anything. I still may be coming in here with a pick in this game. I just want to let you know and realize here that, Vegas not great at covering numbers, and they're laying 19 points. Now, Connecticut has lost a few games by more than that, but they just lost to Golden State by 24 here on this road trip, and lost by Indiana on the road by 17. They were getting 18. Pretty comparable team, right? Right now, Fever and the Aces. Fever actually lost to the Aces, but the Fever did do a great job last night against Seattle, obviously. Okay, any comments here? Let you go. All right. And let's see here. Truth Teller says he wants to know my action. You got it, Truth Teller. I just gave out picks in every single game. Andrew likes the Sun here. Timmy Choo Shoes likes the Sun as well. He says it looks easy. I don't know if it does. Terrell says it will be a 20-point win or more. Las Vegas getting healthy here. You'll have Wilson back in this one. In fact, Connecticut is missing probably one of their best players in Marina Mabry. She's out with a knee injury, and it's not great. She's going to be out there for a while here. So Vegas looks like they're pretty healthy here right now. It's just they can't cover any spreads. Zach says, look, the Aces won by 25 points on the road. Remember when they played in Connecticut, 87-62 back just about a month ago. All right, I guess that's going to do it for the morning Steam show. Hey, you can get more plays from me every day, including some of the plays that I held back on here on the show. I do give a play out in every game. That's just what we do here on the show. We get your plays here as well, but you can get more plays from me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Send out my premium plays, my sports money premium plays. This is my second tier of premiums every day. Look, we had some winners here, of course. As I said yesterday in Major League Baseball, did pretty well. We had that over in Toronto and Cleveland. We had that winner there yesterday as well with Washington and San Diego under. We had all those soccer winners. We really had those soccer winners. I'll have more today in some of the action. I'll cover some of these soccer games here coming up. FIFA Club World Cup today. No CONCACAF today to get CONCACAF, but we were rolling in the CONCACAF. Check me out over at winnable.com. There's some free subscriptions over there as well. So use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. There's the address, winnable.com/Ramon. You can click this QR code right here as well. That'll take you right to my Winnable page, and you can sign up for just 50 cents a day. When you subscribe for $19.95 a month, get a couple of updates every day here during the slow time. But I really do appreciate it. Keeps me here on the channel. This is how you support me here on the Sports Money Network. That's the deal I have with Mikey. And don't forget today also, I'm all about the sports money. I'm wearing the brand here anyway, but I'm filling in for some guys here taking their summer vacations. That's how it is in sports gambling. So I'm filling in for some of my friends over at the Nuke the House channel today. I run back with Keg and the guys before the pandemic. So I think it's fair that I go over there and visit those guys. We're going to cover the WNBA draft tonight on that show. I just got a message from Holden just a short time ago. It says he's got some NBA draft props. Here in Vegas, they shut it down early. So you got to get those draft bets in. And I did take a little bit on Harper. I think, what did I have here? I have, let me look at it here, not Harper, Ace Bailey to go 6. I have Bailey specifically to go 6. So got to watch out for those trades, though. And we'll cover it there tonight on the Nuke the House channel tonight with me and Holden Kushner over there. That's the Nuke the House channel. That's where I'll be doing some live streaming tonight for the baseball and NBA draft. So please check that out. All right. Terrell says it's nice and cool today, finally, after that heat dome. They always come up with these new names for the weather phenomenon, right? I mean, especially when you got here in Vegas, it's only 80 right now. So it's pretty nice. And, hey, the sun is slowly expanding, in case you didn't know. All right, you guys. That's going to do it for the morning steam. There's a little bit of action, like I said, tonight, or this afternoon anyway, in the FIFA Club World Cup. And also, I'll have an MLS package today for sure with the Sports Money Premium. So make sure you check me out there. But there is some other action today with Club World Cup. And I've got Olsen and Dortmund under 3.5 goals today. That's my pick here on the morning steam show. They're playing those games in the groups of 2 there, the last day of the group stage. And I've got Olsen and Borussia Dortmund to go under 3.5 goals at minus 135. You might be able to take 3.25 goals at even money or so, or maybe minus $1.05. But I've got under in that game between Ulsan and Dortmund. Dortmund is favored by 2, but I think they'll win. I think it might be 2-0, quite frankly, if you want to take another exact score line there. But I'm going to go under 3.5. Maybe it's 3-0. I don't know if Ulsan will score. I don't know if Dortmund gets to 4 in that one, but I'm going to take under 3.5. Timmy liked it. Also later tonight, also later today, Fluminense and the Mamelodi Sundowns. Also tonight, the featured matchup of the night, River Plate and Inter Milan. Also Monterrey and the Japanese team Urawa Reds there in the late games. Also, there is also coming up under 21 action. I'll mention this today. I'm not really covering too much of that tournament. However, the blockbuster matchups are going today in the UEFA under 21. You have the Dutch going up against England and France against Germany. So 2 hot matchups, Netherlands and England and France and Germany. France and Germany, practically a toss-up. Maybe take the draw in that one. And that's what I'll do, actually. France and Germany, give me the draw in the under 21 Euros today with France and Germany. I'll take a draw at plus 225 or so, it looks like today. Zach likes the qualifiers in Wimbledon, so you'll get along with us just fine, Zach, because I'm big on the tennis scene. I've still got some premiums, I think, to come today with a few starts still to come. There's still 6 good matches out there and some finals that just came in as well. So, all right, that's going to do it. Thank you for joining me here on the show. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Join Mikey today at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with pre-gaming. Mikey will get you ready for the primetime action. And I'll be with you then after that over at the Nuke the House channel on YouTube. Catch me over there. Say hi to me. Watch the NBA draft. I'll be streaming with Holden Kushner over there. Also tomorrow it will be on there as well. I'll be over there on that channel tomorrow. So hopefully you'll join me there a little bit here. But don't forget to check us out. We got programming coming up tonight here on the Sports Money Network. Already I've got VB MMA picks loaded up and ready in the live tab. And don't forget also in the videos tab tonight, we'll have First Strike. The guys will get their best plays ready for this big card, UFC 317, with a couple of title bouts here this weekend, including the big matchup between Ilia Topuria, the undefeated former featherweight champion, and Cholo Oliveira as they battle for the lightweight championship, the vacant lightweight championship. We're seeing some maneuvering right now in the weight classes. Also, we preview Alexander Pantoja, that's right, against Kai Kara France. So, blockbuster night at UFC 317 this weekend in Las Vegas, and the guys will have you ready. There's also golf action this week as well. That's going to do it. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on the show. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the